Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if this is not your first time, and if this is your first time here, welcome here to this space. My name is Viv, and on today's episode I'm going to be teaching you how to recreate this look. So this is my signature look and I've gotten a lot of requests on how to achieve this look, so let's get started. The first step is to moisturize. So I'll be using this moisturizer by Flawless Ivy. Regardless of your skin type, you want to be very generous with your moisturizer. So I know there's a lot of myth that's going around that when you have oily face you're not supposed to apply a lot of moisturizer on your face, but that is a lie. So look at how I'm doing this. I'm basically applying and just like you would rub lotion on your skin, but this time around I'm kind of like more gentle and I'm focusing on the dry areas of my face. So my eyes are usually very dry, so I'm applying more moisturizer on my eyes, and then towards the nose area, those areas that can easily cake, you want to apply a lot of moisturizer there. Next, we'll be going with the primer. So I'm using this primer from Fenty Beauty. I basically use only 2 pumps of this product and then I tap it into my face. So I don't go around in circular motions because it's a bit sticky and it can mess up the layer of moisturizer that I have already applied. I know someone will be asking, why are you applying this primer on your eyes? Well, the Fenty Beauty primer is actually safe for the eye area. Next, I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty mist spray to seal up the primer and the moisturizer, just to keep them in place. Okay, then while I let this dry, I am going to use the spooler brush to get my eyebrows up so that I can start applying my eyebrow pencil. Here I'm going to be taking out my hairband because I have sealed my hair and I didn't want any of the primers or moisturizer to ruin the hair products that I apply to keep my hair laid. So up next, I am going to moisturize my lips. So I'm using this lip balm that I made on my own using shea butter, coconut oil, and different other ingredients. I just want to keep my lips soft for this process, pending whenever I'm going to apply any lip product. Right next, I am going to sharpen my brow pencils. Yes, I always do this because I want to be able to use the tips to apply the pencil and feel my brows in the areas that need to be filled. So I had my brows microbladed last year and I haven't gone for any touch-up. I really like my brows full, so I'm going to be doing very full brows. If you don't like this, you can check out another video on how to do your brows, but this is how I love to do my brows. Okay, if you notice, I am applying strokes. I am not drawing any lines. I am stroking, doing strokes to fill areas on my brows. So I've gone in, I'm starting again from the front, and I'm going to go to the back to make sure that I have everything filled up, and then I use the spooler brush to kind of like give it a fine finish. So after we're done with that, I'm going to use my foundation and concealer to define my brows. So I'll start with the concealer. I'm going to apply that on my hand and I'm going to use the flat concealer brush. I am going to lightly tap, when you're painting and you just want to take little bits and pieces of the paint before you apply. That's what I just did. I'm going to go in right now from the front to the back. So because I'm already used to doing this, it just looks like it's very easy, but it's actually not that easy. It's just mastery. You're going to follow the arc of your brows, your brow bone rather. You're following the arc of your brow bone and you're just filling out that area to give it a very fine shape. So I'm going to use more concealer to fill this in because I want everything to be uniform. I don't want a situation where it's looking like it's very out there. I don't know if you get what I mean. I'm going to try to put a picture to explain what I mean. And now I'm going to use just a very little drop of the foundation to define the upper part of the brow. We're going to go, basically follow the eyebrow line and define the brow from the top. So the reason I did that thing a little in the middle of my forehead is because I don't like too much product, and sometimes these brushes can take up a lot of product. So I just took out most of the excess foundation, because the foundation is actually liquid, very watery, and I am trying to define the brows in such a way that it's going to be uniform and fill out into the skin, into the rest of my forehead. I have flipped the brush to the other side, and I am going to keep trying to blend in the foundation until I like what I see. So yeah, that's it for now. Call me snobbish, bougie, or anything, I still enjoy using MAC foundation. I think MAC foundation is the best foundation, and I am going with NW45. Yes, I know you think it's very dark for someone who is light skinned, but this foundation is very buildable, and I am trying to cover up all the hyperpigmentation on my face, all the face spots and everything, and I cannot do that with a light foundation. So I'm going to blend in this foundation, and I will go in until I feel that I have completely covered everything that I feel needs to be covered before I can conceal my face. I think MAC should work on their pumps, their bottles. I don't really like the fact that I have to do this, kind of like keep pushing the bottle until liquid comes out. It's not very user friendly. I'm going to say that. I think they can improve on that, but otherwise, I love this foundation. Look at how everything is already being finished. It's also very important to note that while applying the foundation with a beauty blender, you dab. So you keep dabbing till you see that everything is uniform, everywhere is uniform, and everywhere is properly covered with foundation. It's now time to apply my concealer. I don't apply my concealer directly on my face. I use a beauty blender, so I'm going to put it out on my wrist. And then I will dab with the beauty blender, squeezed like that. While applying your concealer, you want to just lightly dab. Lightly apply the concealer. Don't use too much concealer at one time. So when you apply the first layer, you blend just like that. You're going to go with the second layer, you would also blend. So I've applied the concealer under my eyes, I've applied to the top part of my nose, basically where I need the sun, or wherever the sun shines, those places that glow. Those are the places my concealer would be, right? Whenever you're applying makeup, keep in mind that you are doing some sort of paint work on a canvas, but this time around, your face is the canvas. So I'm going to apply my foundation now. This is the light foundation. I will be using this foundation to blend in my concealer because this foundation is light, okay? Now see how I'm blending in the concealer with that foundation. It's just so it makes it so seamless. This is a hack that I use. I have not seen this on anybody's YouTube channel, but I discovered this hack and it works for me, and I have been using it for a very long time. Don't forget, we are dabbing. We are dabbing and blending. Dabbing to blend. You're not pushing anything away. You're just going to keep dabbing until everything is blended uniformly. Remember what I said earlier about layers? So I'm going in with the second layer of the foundation. Yes, this might take some time, but it's going to get you that look that you truly desire. So I am still covering those exact same areas that I had the concealer in, right? If you notice, this foundation is as light as my concealer. So that's why I'm using it on the areas where I used my concealer in order to blend properly. That is just the reason. It just makes it easier to blend my concealer with a light foundation. And that's the only reason I'm doing this. I mean, you can do something else, but this works for me, and that is why I'm using it. Next, I'll be using this Euphoria concealer. It's called All Covered, and I'll be using it to contour my face. The same application I use for everything on my face. So basically, my wrist is a palette. My wrist is the palette that I use. So I am going to apply this on the corners of my face. This is just to make, like a number 3. So the top part of the tree is like, your forehead, the upper part of your forehead, and then your lower cheekbones, and then your jaw lines. This is how I like it, right? You could try any other method, but this is exact way I do it for my own face, and it comes out really nice. So I'm just going to dab this concealer in that fashion. This is a very liquid concealer. If you notice, it's already disappearing. I just like this concealer because of how liquid it is. It doesn't stick. It's not sticky, right? And it blends really easily. So I am using this, as I explained earlier, like I am, writing 3, the figure 3 on my face. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to apply this to the corners of my nose. So I'm just going to touch these in these areas you're seeing, slightly touching. I'm going to go all over again. Now I'll use this brush. This is a blending brush. So I'll use this blending brush to blend in this contour on my nose. It's just to give the illusion that I have a smaller nose, okay? Nothing more. That's just it. That's what this contouring does. It makes your nose look thinner. As usual, I'm going to use the beauty blender to dab again. I am dabbing. I am not pushing or, drawing anything. I am just dabbing to take out the excess product and leave it uniform. If you've gotten to this stage, then you are ready for the powder application on your face. We are done with all the foundations and concealer. It is time for us to build.